Hey, how are you? You don't know me, but my name is Marco. I am the eldest son of Darko. I am Majesty's half-brother, and that kind of makes Nurse Glory my stepmom. Glory wanted me to speak to you a little bit about how I felt when I found out that my father was going to marry a younger woman from Nigeria. So, in order for me to speak to you about this, I need to speak about, some things that really affect other people, but that doesn't really affect me. And one of those things is racism. So I think the best thing that I can do is I can tell you a little bit about my life story and about how my life story has shaped and influenced my opinions in life and my opinion on this marriage and this relationship. So I was born in Sweden in 1994, and I grew up with a single mom. At the age of 10, I got a stepdad who was from Ireland, and we moved from Sweden to Ireland. And moving country at the age of 10 was a super formative experience. It was difficult because I went from being just a normal person in my community to a complete outsider, a complete stranger. It's different food, different religion, different language, different people, and it also meant having to deal with differing viewpoints. So I came from a society that I felt was very secular, very open, very kind of humanistic, and I came from this to a society that was closed off. I felt narrow-minded. I felt like there was a heavy emphasis on things like solemnity and tabooism, so compared to Sweden, I couldn't talk about certain things, I couldn't say certain things, I couldn't do certain things, I couldn't, I felt like I was restricted in who I could be. And, having had this experience really changed how I view the concept of pride. And I mean things like national pride, pride when it comes to religion, pride when it comes to race, pride when it comes to who we can be as a group of people. I think it differs from, the type of pride that you can feel when your son or your brother comes home from school, they did a math test, they get an A. Wow, super proud. Or if you want to move to a different apartment, you need to save money for a long time, you finally get to your apartment, it's big, it's beautiful, okay, you feel proud. Cool, whatever. The kind of pride that I mean is not a good type of pride, is group pride. For example, national pride. So I suspect that this type of pride fosters insecurity. So for example, you can be proud of your people's achievement, and then another set of people come along and they achieve the same thing, but they do it better, and all of a sudden your amazing positive feeling of pride has turned into jealousy and insecurity. And the reason I can speak about this is because, there was a time when I was really proud to be Swedish. I was really proud of my country. I was really proud of, where I came from. I was really proud of the food, the music, everything, And I realized as I got a bit older that, this was a defense mechanism actually. And it was a defense mechanism that I subconsciously developed in order to give me strength. It didn't give me strength. The only thing that it did was it fueled the disconnect that I was experiencing. The me versus them kind of attitude when I had as a young child when I moved. At the end of the day, the only thing that I really learned, thankfully, was that there's nobody who's better than me, and that I'm not better than anybody else. Because at the end of the day, everybody's born as a small, helpless baby with the exact same potential as any other baby. We're all born with intrinsic value, and we're all born with unlimited capacity, and then we grow up, life happens, and we have to build this kind of external adult shell around us to protect us from all the things that the inner child is still scared of, And I think pride is a concept that we can develop that can be really, really toxic. And I think it's one of the things that, it's one of the things that lead people to output negativity into the world. And at this stage, I feel like I can tie in my kind of story with what Nurse Glory actually asked me to speak to you guys about, which is the relationship, and it's the marriage, and it's my opinion of the marriage. To tell you guys the truth, I don't have an opinion. It sounds kind of weird, but in a sense, I don't care. Not in that way. I'm happy, that's a feeling, but I don't have an opinion, if you know what I mean. So, I didn't get married. She's not my wife, I suppose I could feel like, oh wow, my father is marrying somebody who's from another continent, and her skin is different, and her hair is different, and her eyes, nose, mouth is all different. Shock and horror, right? Or it could be like, oh, she's from this denomination of Christianity, and my father's from this denomination of Christianity, and they're different, so, I know people who think like that. They're out there. For these people, I really want to ask, are you letting pride dictate how you feel about other people's choices? Are other people's choices going against the rules that you perceive other people in the world should follow? Do other people's choices make you feel angry? Do they make you feel insecure? Jesus said, love God and love your neighbor, right? It's the year 2022. We can speak to someone halfway across the world if we want to. I live in Vietnam right now. I could get a job in Canada online, and all my coworkers could be Canadian. I could ring my friend in Brazil right now and see his face live. Is there really such a thing as us versus them? I can go on Omegle and talk to complete strangers live right here, right now. There is no such thing as us versus them. We're all neighbors. Every single one of us. Aren't we? Aren't we all family? And doesn't each one of us get to choose who we love? Choose who we marry? Choose who we have children with? Don't we all have the right to live our lives without fearing that somebody's going to judge us for our choices? Of course, we're humans. We're always going to experience discourse, like we have since the beginning of time. But in this age of connectedness, something so simple as being able to choose who you marry without being afraid that your community will judge you, that has to be a right for everybody. And it needs to be something that everybody are entitled to. And, I hope the day comes when, people can make choices that are good for them without other people, judging you. Peace.